All right. So, good evening. Welcome back to our Thursday practice. For today, we're going to get nice and cozy. If you have a pillow and a blanket handy, this is like the stiffest blanket in the world, but it'll do. We're going to just move today in a way that feels natural for us. It is the world. The world is very anxiety provoking in this moment acutely, but this whole year has really brought out a lot of stressful moments and stressful thoughts and stressful behaviors. So in this like really critical and crucial time, one where our work is done, we just have to wait. I really encourage us all to really savor this time that we're not really on. I mean, we might be on our phones to view this video, but we're not like checking things. We're not looking in on things. We're not doom scrolling, as I've heard it referred to. We're just here taking a couple deep breaths, really just arriving in a moment that's wholly our own. And just knowing that any stress or anxiety that you're feeling comes from a place of real compassion and caring about the future and the people around you, and that stems from a really loving place. So not to strengths-based perspective it all out, but I do believe that stress tells us something about ourselves, about our environment. And maybe when we dig a little bit deeper, you can just realize that it's something that we really care about, or we feel strongly about, that we're really tuned in. So let's just start by taking just a deep breath in wherever it hits. Let it out any way you like. You can close your eyes if you like. You can keep them open. Do that again. Deep breath in. Let it out. You're going to repeat that a couple times. No form to this breath. Maybe on the exhale, on your next exhale, let it come out with some sound, really releasing some of that stale air that's locked in our lungs from the staleness of the social world. Let's breathe in and really let it out. And let's just take a moment to ground our sits bones into the earth. You can sit in any way that's comfortable, on your knees, on your tush. Roll back your shoulders just a little bit. Find your hands comfortably in your lap. Gaze can be low. And just take a moment to sit. Have a little moment of silence for yourself, for the world, for your communities. Just settle in. Excellent. So we're going to start today a little bit in reverse order. So we're going to start in Shavasana. We're going to do a version of Shavasana, which is actually sometimes referred to as prone Shavasana. I don't know why these things get the names they do. But for this, we're going to open up a blanket. This is just for support. If you're comfortable laying on the floor without a blanket, by all means. We're gonna just use the pillow underneath your hips and any areas that might kind of stick uncomfortably in the ground. And we're actually gonna lay on the floor on our bellies. My space is a little crowded here. And then you have a pillow here. You're gonna bring your forearms over your pillow and just rest your forehead on your forearms. Your legs can be as wide as your hips. They can be wider. It's Shavasana, this release, but we're just inverting it in a place where we can ground a little more, tuck in a little bit more. So we're going to be here for a couple moments, so just find a place that's comfy. Here, you're just releasing into the floor. Maybe we can mindfully ask ourselves, in this yoga practice, one based around the concept of healing, of coming together, where in our bodies do we need some healing? Is it physical Are you manifesting tension or stress somewhere in your body, in your chest or your belly, or someplace you can feel it? Maybe it's emotional healing. Something feels a little damaged or broken. You're not really sure why or what. Just see if you can bring your mind's eye to a place that could use a little extra love, a little extra TLC today. And let's take a couple quiet moments to just think about those places that may need a little love, why they need a little love, and if we can send that love in that direction. I know for me, my stomach is literally in a knot. So I'm just going to send my attention to that area and deliberately bring some relaxation there. It could be just that simple, or it could be just your own personal journey. Excellent. And from here, maintaining a comfortable Shavasana, we're going to do a light body scan. So starting with the crown of our heads and ending with our toes, we're going to encourage tension release. So bring your attention to the crown of your head. Maybe you notice little sensations or even a little prickly feeling when you start thinking about the top of your head. And on an exhale, really think about releasing any tightness in the crown. And let that relaxation move towards the area around your ears and your jaw. Take a deep breath in, and on your exhale, can you let your jaw be a little looser, the tongue in your mouth just be heavier. And then bringing that attention to the eyebrows and the areas in between the eyebrows. Widen. Can your eyelids be a little heavier? On your next exhale, send that relaxation down your neck and settling in the tops of your shoulders. I had a massage recently, and let's just say I don't do this enough. Really identify tension in this area where we tend to hold stress. Even subconsciously, we hold stress in our bodies. Can we let it go on an exhale, like a puff of smoke disappearing into the world? Sink those shoulders down towards the ground. Continue to let this release flow down your middle back and down the sides of your torso. And even the front of your belly button, the core area. Are you holding anything in? Are you holding anything up? Can we release and let it go? Let everything just hang with gravity. Take a moment to breathe here, noticing the relaxation of your upper body. Notice if there's any spots that you need to go over again or that we may have missed together, such as the rest of your arms or your fingers. Sometimes we clench our fists. Taking a deep breath, we're going to move into our lower body. So really feel into the area around the glutes and the pelvis. You can even bring small movement there to bring your awareness to that area. Can we relax a little more, melt a little bit more, release tension? And then letting that move down your legs. This time we have our hamstrings to the sky and our calves to the sky. So they have the opportunity to sink even more deeply back into the ground. And then the front of our legs, our thighs and our shins, and at our joints, our hips and our knees, are they nice and loose? Or are we stretching and bracing in our joints? And then finally, in the muscles around our ankle and Achilles, you can bring a little motion there, just to encourage a little bit of relaxation. And then the muscles in the feet and the toes. Can we let those relax and eventually settle into the ground? And take a moment on an inhale to observe the entirety of your body on the ground, connected, supported, and relaxed. Continue the flow of breath naturally. Just take a few moments to be with yourself. Take an inhale here. On an exhale, begin to blink open your eyes. Maybe your forehead is towards the ground and you blink into the darkness of your shadow. Maybe you're on the side of your head like me, kind of ready for sleep. And once your eyes have adjusted to the space you're in, we're gonna bring our hands underneath our shoulders and carefully just press up into a little tabletop. And we're gonna send those hips right back into a child's pose. Nice, safe pose, one where our heart is protected by our bodies. Feel the stretch by walking those fingers forward a little bit. Deep breath in for length, and then on your exhale, melt that forehead down to the earth. I'm gonna read you a little something. There's a writer I follow on the internet, Jennifer Williamson, and she does a lot of what she calls spiritual writings. And she has a short writing on freedom, and she writes, "Freedom tends to be about what we release. Clutter confines, space liberates." So on an inhale, lift your gaze, walk those fingers forward, maybe a micro step. Find the space even in between your vertebrae. Find that length, that liberating space. And on an exhale, release into it. Let your head be heavy. When you're ready, walk those hands back towards your knees. You're gonna press your body up. Let it round up like you're uncurling. And if it's comfortable for you to sit back on your heels like this, just take a moment, feel the gentle stretch in your thighs. If not, just sit off to one side or put a pillow underneath your seat. Then we're gonna shift our weight over and come back into a seated position. Here we're going to take, we're gonna find our alignment here a little bit more actively now that we have stretched our bodies out a little bit on the floor. So find that alignment, head over heart, over pelvis, or ears over shoulders, over hips. From the side, you just wanna make sure you're not doing any sort of like S shape. And just feel into the space that you've created in the front body by sending those shoulders down and back, and how liberating that is for the breath. And then in having freedom of breath, how grounding that is for the mind and for the thoughts, for the body to be at peace, how that's one less thing for the mind and the emotions to have to worry about. So just find that upright, alert, but unconcerned energy. sometimes in dance they say, uh, um, they say, what is the expression? Um, like, look relaxed, but don't be relaxed. I want you to be relaxed though, but you want to look the way you feel. Strong, upright, perfectly clear channel for your breath to flow in and deep and then out and up. Excellent. From here, we're going to inhale the arms up and then exhale, just press them down with a little bit of resistance, letting the shoulders also come down. Hands settling just behind your back. Behind you, you're going to clasp your fingers, press those palms together. Inhale to straighten out those arms, really getting that space and stretch in the front body. You can stare into Totoro's creepy eyes. And then on the exhale, release. You're going to hug yourself in a little counter stretch. Let the gaze be low or inward. And feel the contact of your hands on your skin wherever your hands land. Feel the embrace. On your next inhale, you're going to reach out and up again. At this time, I know I'm sitting a little close to the camera. At this time, you're going to clasp your hands together and pull up gently. And on an exhale, lean to the left. Inhale, come back up. Shoulders are down, but you're still reaching up. Exhale, little stretch to the right. Inhale, reach up, gaze lifts. And then exhale, push it all the way. Pressing against the air, arms come behind you, clasping the fingers. Inhale to stretch those arms back. I'll turn a little bit to the side. And from here, we're going to gently bow forward, find it on your exhale, letting those hands lift. Letting those hands lift as you come down. On your next inhale, come on back up. Exhale, release the hands and continue the motion into a hug. If you remember which hand was on top before, switch it up. It's probably the one that you don't want to put on top because it feels awkward. And you can really arch your back here like cat pose, gaze at the floor. Good, on an inhale, release. We're just gonna shake out our wrists. I like this motion because I feel like I'm literally like shaking off like the bad stuff. Like you don't deserve any more mental space than you've taken up. Like shoo. So let's shoo away some of the bad stuff while also getting some lovely benefits of loosening up the wrists. You're engaging your upper arms here. It's actually like strength building. And really just like find something you're trying to just like push away, whether that's like something inside of you, some thoughts or mental image you're just trying to get away from or get a little space from for now, or something external to us. Add a little dimension. Woo! If you've ever seen The Nutcracker, the waltz of the snowflakes, that's kind of what we're doing here, but like Catherine yoga style. Whoa! Just find your own, I can't see you, no one can see you. Awkwardness is part of the process, it's part of life. So just feel weird, feel into the awkwardness, and then release them. Notice your shoulders here. Take a moment, close your eyes. Hands can be wherever they're comfortable, and take a deep breath. Excellent. Blink open your eyes. You're going to inhale your arms up. And then exhale, rotate from the lower belly to the right, placing the left hand on the outside of your right knee. Right hand plants behind you, a gentle twist. Your gaze can be to the front, or you can take it behind you. Excellent. We're going to just release it. We're not doing any sort of super fancy sequence today. Just release it. Feel back into your body. Other side. So we're going to inhale, arms up. Exhale, twist to the left. Find that twist in the lower belly, not just the shoulders, but everything. And then plant your right hand on the outside edge of your left knee. Left fingers on the ground behind you. Find that twist. Gaze can be forward or back. Excellent, and then just release. Now we're going to extend our legs. And, oh man, even that, I'm like, oh, I'm tired. It's just been tired. We're gonna bend one leg in. I have my right leg bent, sole of the foot on the floor, flexing through my extended leg. Similar thing, we're gonna inhale the arms up, try to find length in the spine. It's hard not to crouch over here, but try to find a little lift. And then exhale, plant the right hand behind you, and you're gonna hug the knee in with that left arm. Gaze can be forward, it can be in the middle, it can be behind you. Excellent, and then when you release, carefully come back to center. We're simply gonna lift that foot, cross it over the extended leg, reach those arms out and long, creating space, not only length space, but space around you, demarcating what's yours in this moment. And then exhale, both arms come in, hug that leg in, feeling hopefully a gentle little squeeze in your right leg. I'm kind of lifting my foot off the floor, but you can certainly keep it planted. And then carefully extend it down, reach your arms up, bend your knees, and on an exhale, you're going to reach underneath your ankles and just a little forward fold with your knees bent. Try to let your head be heavy. And then roll on up. Wonderful. So good. You're gonna bend the left leg now. Inhale, try to find length, especially from that lower spine. And then exhale, left hand goes behind, right arm comes to hug the knee towards your body, flexing through that extended leg, and find your gaze. Notice if you're looking at one thing, if you can keep your focus on it for the entire time we're stretching. Just focusing in. And then carefully releasing back to center. Let's just take a deep breath here. And release. You're gonna lift that left foot up and gently cross it right over the right leg. Inhale, find that space, that width. And exhale, go on in. Give your leg a nice little hug. And then pull it close to you. Nice and slowly, nice and gentle. You don't want to just yank it. You want to be nice and gentle with ourselves. And then carefully placing that foot back down, sending it back to the left side, extending it. Here, if you have a pillow, you can slide it underneath your knees. You're gonna inhale the arms up, and then exhale, gentle forward fold. Again, you can reach your shins, your thighs, your ankles, wherever feels good for you. Get to a point where you feel the stretch, but the stretch isn't painful, but it's just making you aware that you are stretching, you are interacting with these muscles. And we're gonna roll on up. Good, we can remove the pillow. This time we're gonna go into our bound ankle pose. So for this, you can have 2 pillows, one under each knee. If you have a blanket in a pillow, that works as well. You're gonna simply put the soles of your feet together and let your knees rest out to the sides. This stretch, I really encourage as many pillows as makes you feel comfortable. If you find that you're using your hands to support your knees, try to get as many pillows as reaches that height for you. We're gonna inhale, find your alignment, and then exhale, relax. We're gonna move through a little cat and cow sequence here just to finish off our practice before we ground to seal us up today. Seal us up today. I don't know if that was a good choice of words. To seal up our practice, whatever. We're gonna find a comfortable seated position in your Supta Baddha Konasana, your bound ankle pose. You're going to hold onto your ankles or your shins. You're gonna inhale, send that heart forward, gaze lifts, having that C curve in your spine, cow. And then exhale to round, kind of concave cat pose. Inhale, press your heart forward. Exhale, cow, cat. Cat or cow. Find your rhythm with your breath. Try to make it a little more grand. I don't mean bigger or faster. I mean stronger and smoother. Your balance is very different here than when we're on all fours. Find your axis from which your whole body is moving forward and back. Make that your center. Take 2 more breaths here. Full inhales and exhales. Strong and smooth. Excellent job. And then just letting your legs return to a place of comfort. I want to just do one more arm stretch before we seal us up, or whatever I was trying to say before. So for our final stretch of the arms, we're going to just do, you've done this probably in gym class. You're going to reach your right arm out, bring it in front of you. With your left arm, come in by your elbow and pull it back, nice and gentle. You might feel originating in your shoulder blade area, a gentle stretch around the the underbelly of the arm. Take a deep breath here. The rest of your body is just alert and strong, but you're allowing this stretch for your arms. And then carefully release it. You can shake out your shoulders. Before we move to the other side, just take a moment. Do you notice any difference in your shoulders? The answer is completely personal and yours, depending on how your body's feeling today. We're going to reach the left arm out and across. Our right arm is going to scoop underneath and gently sending our right arm back. I always bring these sort of like little flutters to my fingers. I don't even know why, but I think I'm more of a dynamic stretch person where I kind of want to keep moving. Breath accomplishes that as well. If you hold your breath, you're just sort of holding a position and nothing is moving or growing or stretching. So make sure that you breathe, you feel the tension and then the release of that tension with every breath. Excellent. And then release, shake it out. Take a second, notice what you notice in that area, the upper body. Wonderful. So for today's concluding Shavasana, we're going to do yet again another different one. So from here, we're going to have our blanket and our pillow. You're simply going to lie on your pillow on your favorite side. And you can take your blanket, or if you have more pillows, whatever, and you're going to put them between your knees. And if you even have enough space or another pillow, between your ankles. So essentially, you just want a nice cushion in between your legs. Your arms can be any version that feels comfortable. So just take a moment, tuck in those knees, find yourself on your favorite side, as long as it's comfortable for you. Otherwise, take a Shavasana of your choice. We've already worked through 2. Notice where your mind is right now. Notice where your heart is right now. Let's take a deep breath just to honor that. And on your exhale, maybe your eyes come to close. Maybe with the stillness of your body, there also comes a slowing down of thoughts and images. Not that they stop, but maybe you see them a little more clearly, or they slow down enough just so you can notice them a little better. And so it doesn't just feel like a whirlwind. And as we find ourselves settling here, I'm going to read you one more of Jennifer Wilson's writings. So this is on feeling whole and worthy. A miracle is not known by its fullness alone, but by its emptiness. Even a blank piece of paper is a miracle, like a sky is worthy, even if the stars are hiding. We'll read it one more time. A miracle is known not by its fullness alone, but by its emptiness. Even a blank piece of paper is a miracle, like a sky is worthy, even if the stars are hiding. So please, as you're settling, savoring these moments of stillness, of peace, know that this peace that you may be experiencing right now is yours, and you can return to it no matter what. That even in the face of some very scary things, there can be beauty in people coming together, in community building, in advocating for what you believe. Beauty can be found really in a lot of dark places. So I'm going to let you for another minute or so. I'm going to recede into the background and just let you have this minute all to yourselves. Let's just take a closing deep breath in together. And exhale. When you're ready, you can begin to press yourself slowly up, taking your time. There is no rush. You can come to a seated position. Eyes can still be closed. So I wish you so much safety and goodness in the coming days. Hope that you can pet your cats and give treats to your dogs and just be reminded of the love in the world and the knowledge that we will get through this. And I am closing my hands in prayer in front of my heart and offering you now namaste, and I wish you the best for the rest of the evening and going forward. We will have an outdoor class on Saturday if anyone's interested. These like little chilly classes are actually really nice. Makes me work a little harder. So maybe we'll see you there. Otherwise, we'll have a virtual class on Saturday as well. Good night, everybody. Thanks for joining in.